Hi, guys. Welcome to me. I feel like my posture is off. I am Jaquan. Jaquan. I am Jaquan. Nice to meet you. Good evening, good morning, good night. Whatever time of day you're watching this, prayers and love to everyone that is having a hard time this holiday season. It can be a very heavy time. Hopefully, you are making it through. And this is hug, a virtual hug from me to you. I can say without a doubt 2025 has been my most successful year as an artist, as a creator. And all the while, I don't think I've made, like, just off of making things, I'm for certain I haven't made more than $1,000. But, well, not but, in that same breath, this has for sure been my most successful year as a creator, as an artist. And I say that because my definition of success isn't based on how much money I've earned. Granted, money is nice. It's a tool. It's necessary. It gets things done. It makes a whole lot of things more easy. It makes things way more easier. Helps pay for convenience, so on and so forth. And I'm also aware that I can speak from a place of privilege where I can be a full-time creator and not earn any money from it. That's the place of privilege. And I'm aware of that. So I try my best to maximize my time, maximize my output, maximize the things I'm creating because it would be a proverbial, metaphorical, you know the word, slap in the face to the resources that I have that allow me to be a full-time creator. Thank you to my parents, of course. And yeah, so this video I just want to talk about how I have managed to why I would I just want to talk about what has made 2025 to be my most successful year as an artist, as a creator, as a maker of things. This year, January, February, I had my first public display of photos at my local community city Black History Month event. Was it? Yeah, it was a Black History Month event. Was able to set up some pictures there, and that was my first public display in person of my photos. Sans, no, because I post stuff on Instagram, but I had my first public display of my photos, my images, and I met some people that have changed my life for the better. From all the way from Connecticut, mind you. I don't remember how they ended up in Florida, but they changed my life, poured into me so much, and they inspired me to have my first in-person gallery. Skipping a whole bunch of I'm skipping ahead a whole bunch, but because of that Saturday evening, I was able to because of that Saturday evening, a seed was planted, which allowed me to have my first in-person photo gallery, full thing, pictures everywhere of my images, a cohesive story. The theme or the name of the gallery was "Existing is Enough." I will post images here. And its premise is that Black people don't have to be exceptional. They don't have to go above and beyond to be worthy and appreciation of acknowledgement. And that is the gist of that. In January, I wrote, filmed, and shot my second film project, first completely original narrative film called Voice in the Valley. I learned sound design. I learned actual story editing with dialogue and sounds and all this stuff, writing subtext and all this stuff. I wrote this on a whim. Well, not on a whim because I was really struggling in faith earlier this year. Actually, a lot throughout the year, but we'll get to that at a later point. I wrote this. Me and my friend Jamin, we're gonna get back to him. Shout out to him. Big part of my life. He came over to my house. We shot this in my house over the course of some hours, and I had a screening for the film in March, which was my second film screening. So now I have screened two films. The first one, God is the Glue, that was last year. This year, Voice in the Valley short film. And I'm currently working on a documentary about Thanksgiving Yeah, let's just call it that. I'm working on a documentary about Thanksgiving in my family in black households, all that. That's current project. I just have to interview my mother. Mother, if you're watching this, we have to do that. I would appreciate if we did that soon. What else I can think of off the top of my head? Oh yeah, back to Jamin. Those of you that are aware, my friend Jamin, he is the face, operator, creator, writer of Sunland News, a local email newsletter to the Treasure Coast, specifically St. Lucie County area, where we cover everything outside of politics and crime. And I am I'm not gonna say background because people know, I guess. And my name is in the newsletter frequently enough for people to know. But I have been a contributor of Sunland News, and over this beginning midway through last year, throughout this year, we have built a newsletter that I think the engagement over the last 90 days was like 2 million. Yeah, somewhere in there. Then that's just outside of the newsletter. And I believe the newsletter is at about 20,000 people, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like that's the number. I would have to check or ask. But yeah, I have contributed that between images, shooting videos, coming up with ideas, spitballing ideas, brainstorming, idea dumps, and all this stuff. Just trying to build something where people are informed about what's going on in their community right next door to them. Because City Hall in Port St. Lucie is like literally in walking distance from my house. So it's like literally things that are happening right behind us. And it has felt good to contribute to something that has been so impactful for people. He was telling me the other day how someone just walks. So, he was telling me the other day how someone just walked up to him talking about the newsletter and how he's getting all these interactions and engagement, being recognized in public. That would freak me out personally, but that has been a great feeling to be a part of something that has made such an impact on this small but mighty county in the last 18 months. What else did I do this year? Oh, I've had the privilege of filming, creating photos, videos, short films, I like to call them, because that's what they are. Of my church services, I have been able to be more experimental in what I create. I'll post a link, some stuff, examples on the screen maybe, or you can just go on there and watch it. And it's been I was telling somebody recently how important being a part of a local church is because they allow you space. Well, prayerfully, they allow you the space to exercise your gifts. And I wouldn't be the creator, the filmmaker, the storyteller, the photographer that I am without being able to exercise these gifts in my church. I'm thankful for that. What else I did this year? I survived. Shout out to everybody that survived this year. I could think of a million and one reasons why one would not make it here willingly and unwillingly. And by the grace of God, I have made it to December 24th. You have made it to December 24th. And prayerfully, we make it to January 1st. And if you don't, hopefully your soul is at some type of peace. And if not, it's not too late. But that was a dark joke. I think those have been like the biggest moments. I really can't think of anything. My memory's bad and I really should document stuff throughout the year. I think I would say something that's happened. This has happened over the last couple of weeks. I have become more vocal and expressive. There was a time, well, like forever prior to like a week and a half ago, I was like gravely afraid of my own voice. Like I was doing videos and stuff, but I would never, or I would rush through editing I would rush through the edit or watching them back because the sound of my voice was like, I hated it. But thankfully, thanks be unto God, I'm no longer there anymore. Like I've been uh keeping track of every movie I've watched this year. I've watched 177 movies this year. That's I think that's a new record. I love movies a lot. What do I have in mind what are my plans for 2026? I really don't have any specific goals in mind. If I had to like lay out something verbatim or like something concrete, I would probably just say increase my output. I would like to, because this year I've put out other videos, but in terms of like actual film projects, complete projects, I put out one that was Voice in the Valley. And yeah, I would like to do more projects. Prayerfully, the doc I'm working on comes out maybe like February, and ideally, I would put out something maybe like once a month. And yeah, that's ideal. But I would just like to increase my output. I would like to get into not so much long form content because short form is not for me. Did it in November. It was cool. Not for me. That's a hamster wheel. I feel like I would like to do something more intentional. And I think there is intention with longer form, maybe like 5 to 10 minute videos. We'll see. Maybe I can find a way in that. Yeah, just increase my output. Someone asked me about like how do I plan on surviving off of creativity, and I think again speaking from a place of privilege, I don't have that concern per se of surviving off of creative being creative or making things. It would be nice to make a not I'm not gonna say make a living, but it would be nice to be compensated for the things I create, and I'm not gonna run away from it. I will say I won't. I don't. I'm not that willing to compromise on my creative integrity, and that could be to my detriment. But I would rather sleep at night knowing I did something I believed in than taking or doing something for a check. So yeah, ideally it would be cool to make money next year. If not, I'm content. I was not that I don't want more out of life. I'm truthfully okay with where I am. I'm okay with the things I create, the things I make now on a weekly basis. I am open to doing more. I'm open to receiving more. I'm just not stressing about it. And I think I've gotten to this place in my faith to where everything's going to be okay regardless of what happens. Flashback like 2 years ago, my birthday wish was like, God, I want more faith. And I feel like these last 2 years was like, okay, well, now I have to be put into positions that will, I guess, force me to be faithful or have faith. And I think I know there is more faith that can be produced, but I feel like I've reached this place in my faith where my faith is more sure than it used to be 2 years ago, 6 months ago, even. For 2026, I want to maximize my gifts. I want to maximize my skills. So, increase in output, doing more creative things, trying different ideas, experimenting. Did you guys hear my knee pop just now? Yeah, I just want to maximize my gifts. I want to steward well the things that I already have, steward my relationships better, be more, even more open than I am, be more expressive. Sans my rants about capitalism and injustice, but I don't think that's ever going to end until those things are resolved and the journey is long. But yeah, I do want to how do I phrase this appropriately? I'm looking forward to 2026 because I feel like in terms of art, things are going to get way more honest. way more reflective of the times we're living in, way more sincerity, way more intention. Because I think we've seen a lot of people compromise for money, but I think people are looking for things that are real, things that resonate with them, even if they not necessarily are in agreement with them. And I think it can be very fruitful in more ways than just financially to be honest and intentional. And I can see that being big this upcoming year. Um, if you're interested in any filmmaking or storytelling or photographic things, I'm open to doing anything if it's in alignment with what I believe in my creative process. Um, you can DM me on Instagram. I really love Instagram. This is so unrelated to anything, but and I know I need to stop because I'm starting to ramble. I really love Instagram. I love posting on my story. So you can message me on Instagram. You can email me. That'll be somewhere around. Or comment on this video. I don't know. Uh, but 20 sans the hardships, the struggles, like the internal struggles that I dealt with this year. Did you guys hear my knee pop again? I'll be 30 next year. That's crazy. But yeah, I feel like sans the internal struggles, the mental battles, the doubts, the fear, the unbelief, I feel like as 2025 is winding down, 2026 is starting up. Um, I'm really hopeful. I have I know I mentioned I really don't have like many goals, sans increasing my output, but I'm really expecting the manifestation of a lot of things, even beyond my own desires that I look forward to. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far again, I don't know. Thanks. Be blessed and bye. Cheese. Wait, let me focus on my face. Ooh. Cheese. Wait, let me come closer. Cheese. Okay, I'm done. Bye.